Behind every send is a story. Welcome to Peak Send, where each episode we feature a climber and a problem and talk through the process of how the problem was sent.
So this problem is the network in Sasquatch Bouldering Area in Index, Washington. Looking at the boulders straight away, I noticed that there were a bunch of crimps, which I liked because that's kind of my style. And then after trying it, some of the moves that I thought would pull me off the wall, like that side pull, just looked super bad, but ended up just kind of throwing it and seeing if it would work, and it ended up sticking. So I definitely got a big boost of confidence after trying the problem for the first time, because I definitely did not think I was going to make it that far on my first attempt. But I knew the top out was going to be tricky just because of how slopey it was up there.
That was dope.
Where I was placing my feet made a ton of difference. The positioning of your body totally changed how the holds felt and how secure you felt. For example, for the side pull, it could be so terrible or so good based on where your weight was and like how you were really going to it. And for me, it was like a bit of a stretch, so it was definitely a committing move, and that was really interesting. I think it's always frustrating to watch taller people send things when you know you can't reach that hold that way and that you need to figure something else out. But that's kind of the beauty of it. I love finding footholds or little crimps that other people bypass. There was a crimp that I used at the top that other people weren't really going for because it was kind of bad, but it really worked for me because of my strength on crimps and my total dislike of slopey holds. This was actually my first bouldering experience outside. So I think that definitely added to the mental strain of doing this problem. It's kind of a strange landing area. There's a lot of boulders around, and I just wasn't too sure about falling outside and falling when there's stuff in the way. So I think that added to my insecurity at the top. Like, I just didn't want to fall, but I ended up taking a few decent falls on it. So I think it increased my confidence after that, especially the fall on the fifth attempt where my hand just popped off. And I wasn't expecting it at all. I think it kind of increased my confidence in the crash pads. But it was also just really cool to feel like supported by other boulderers. Like, people I had never met before would hop in to spot me, and just made me feel a lot more secure about this whole process. Battling the mental fatigue of doing a problem and coming so close again and again and just not completing it was a big struggle for me on this problem, because I was making it so far each time, but then having to sit there and go, okay, I have to do that whole thing all over again, and I still might not make it, was tricky. I get it stuck in my head that, like, oh, I'm going to get to this move and then I'm going to fall off, and that's just what's going to happen before I'm even hopping on the problem. So I think trying to break that mental cycle was helpful to me. Okay, if I'm just strong in my core and I know how to do these moves, and if I just keep it together, then I'll be able to get past that section. I was just focusing on specific aspects of my climbing and trying not to be like, I'm going to get there and fall again.
Right, there's a good rail, about a foot over.
Nice.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was so tired of getting to such a high point on that boulder and then falling, but it was insecure to the very end. So it was just like a total release of like, I actually did it. I'm done with it. Know that you put all that work in, know that it was difficult, and that you managed to get it done is what is really satisfying about bouldering.